street holds his breath like a locked safe door. Rain scrubs footprints off the floor. Neon forget the names it spelled. Windows keep the secrets they were told to well. Boots slam soft, heartbeat slow. I pass through the night like I already know. If justice came, it came without poise. No witness, no echo, no noise. I learned to move like a rumor behaves. There for a second, then nothing but waves. A hand on a knob, not a fist on a gate. I buy my time and I sell men fate. Knuckles stay clean in a city of chalk. I ride in step, not in talk. Shadows salute when the orders need. Law arrange on a silent street. There's a silence to mercy, a price to prove, a way to fix leaks in a weathered roof. You plan like rain, you hit like dust, leave nothing but the scent of trust. No one sees the math I use, just exits opening where I choose. If thunder has to be employed, I send it home. No witness, no noise. Count to 4 with a borrowed breath. Fold your rage, let it rest. If truth must walk, the truth avoid the crowded steps of a noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowned, just noise. I sign with a nod, a race with a choice, the city learns. No witness, no noise. The door swings once, the hinge says less. A coat collects the dust it bless. 2 men argue on a sheet of glass. By morning the argument doesn't pass. Not death, not fire, just the end of a thread. And not undone where fear once bled. I don't chase blood, I chase the source. Turn rivers by an inch of force. This isn't vengeance, it's maintenance paid. The difference between a cut and a blade. A saint would pray, a coward flee. As I count to 4 and set men free from the debt they earn, the lies they deploy. I cancel the volume. No witness, no noise. Breathe in, let the floorboards hold. Let brass keep quiet, the snare grow old. If guilt is heavy, I'll make it a poise. Balanced by absence of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, a race with a choice, the city learns. No witness, no noise. She meets me under a sleeping sign. Eyes like a ledger, crossing a line. Tell me, she whispers, what silence buys. Tomorrow I answer without alibis. She touches my sleeve like a lie I kept. Finds only patience, finally wept. I show her a map with streets turned thin. Paths I've cleared for boys to begin. She says, does mercy leave a stain? I say, not if you teach it rain. I don't stack bodies, I empty the room. I lay down outcomes that don't need a tune. When danger begs for a louder voice, I close the ledger. No witness, no noise. Hold the breath, let the hour decide. Stand where the lesser kings divide. If power's real, it never employs the brittle crutch of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice. The city learns. No witness, no noise. Bring me the locks that break without sound. Bring me the debt that never was found. Bring me the blade that cuts like air, leaves no tear and leaves no tear. Bring me the rumor with missing feet. Watch it fail to cross this street. If justice must sing, let it hum instead. A single note in a careful head. I turn the key where the night employs a simple rule. No witness, no, no. Walk, don't swear. Fix, don't flare. Count to 4. Close the door. Arrival's grand, left fingerprints thin.
The rain don't lie, it tells the truth of trust misplaced and wasted youth. The night don't talk, she just observes how love can twist what it deserves. The air feels thick with sweet denial, the kind that hides a knife behind the smile. In the dark, she nods, she's seen this trial. She spoke like wine, I drank too fast, believed each word would surely last. Her eyes a mirror too kind to read, her lips a prayer I didn't heed. Every promise came wrapped in silk, soft as mercy, sharp as guilt. And though she swore to stay a while, there was a knife behind her smile. The truth don't scream, it just appears between two lies and quiet tears. I found a scent on a stranger's skin, felt my heartbeat cave within. The bed felt cold, though the night was warm. The storm outside became her phone. The silence left, I lost my style. To the night, to her smile. cuts deep and bleeds within. You can't confess what's half your blame. You just drink down the taste of shame. The mirror shows what I can't deny. A man too proud to even cry. And though forgiveness walks a mile, it lives behind that smile. So pour one for the fool who believed her eyes, who thought that heaven don't disguise. He laughs low, he hurts in style, 'cause there's a knife behind the smile. It glows like faith, it feels like sin, cut from the heart, not from the skin. I ain't seeking truth or trial, just a knife behind the smile. I burned her letters in the sink, watch love turn smoke before I blink. Each word curled soft and turned to ash, like time erasing every flash. Her name still hums when I close my eyes, a ghost that no goodbye denies. And though I've walked 1,000 miles, I still feel the knife behind her smile. I caught my face in the window stare, a broken man pretending care. I lied to friends, said I moved on, but pain plays slow, it ain't gone. The blues don't heal, it just refines, turns wounds to rhythm, tears to lines. And though I play it cool a while, it bleeds, that knife behind her smile. The man in the mirror speaks too plain, says, boy, you fed the fire with blame. He don't sneer, he don't accuse, he just counts the debts I choose. He says, she ain't cruel, she's just the truth. You loved her edge, not her proof. And in that hush of self-denial, he points to the knife behind the smile. I saw her once by the riverside. She turned away, but didn't hide. Her silence said more than I could bear. Her calm was colder than the air. She smiled soft and looked away. I swear that grin still cuts today. No mercy left to reconcile, just that knife behind the smile. Pour one for the man who learned too late that love and pain share the same fate. He hums low, he bleeds in style, 'cause there's a knife behind the smile. Raise your glass to the ones who trust, to every heart that turns to dust. No glory left, no trial, just the knife behind the smile. The night hums low, the truth breathes deep. Every promise I made won't sleep. I strum the wound, I taste the rain, playing a name through every pain. Each note I bend bleeds pure and vile. It sings at night behind her smile, and when the smoke fills all the aisle, I still feel the knife behind her smile. The clock sighs slow, the ash told. Another promise I couldn't pull. The night leans close, she hums my crime, says you can't buy back what you sold with time. Smoke moves off, the memory stings. You cannot run what your heart still brings. In the dark, she grins. She always knew. I shook hands with fate on a crooked line, traded peace for a bottle and rhyme. Said I'd quit when the fever broke, but the devil smiled through the rising smoke. Each sin I signed with borrowed breath, each dream I sold to pay my debt. And though I ran till my boots wore through, the devil don't take IOUs. The road runs on, but the end's the same. Every turn just spells my name. I left the church, I left the rain, but both keep calling me back again. I tried to pray, but my tongue won't move. God went silent, he's got nothing to prove. And though I crawled to start anew, the devil don't take IOUs. No preacher preaches for the lost like me. No man forgive what the dark can see. You can wash your hands, but the stain won't fade. You can beg for life, but the price is paid. Mercy waits, but not for long. The blues keeps time when you go wrong. Every verse I sing rings true. The devil don't take IOUs. The devil don't take IOUs. The moon's too bright, it sees too much. I keep my lies where I can't be touched. The mirror weeps, the glass won't lie. I see the man I used to deny. Each night I trade my soul for sleep, but even dreams got debts to keep. I can't undo what sin once drew. The devil don't take IOUs. I met her once at the edge of rain. Her eyes like peace, her touch like pain. She said, "You're close." I said, "Too late," and walked her home past heaven's gate. She kissed my cheek, I felt the flame. Her laughter whispered my name, and in her breath the truth shone through. The devil
take, I'll use. The man in the mirror grins in red, says, son, you're mine till the light is dead. He's sharp and calm, no hate, no glee, just a man who looks a lot like me. He don't shout, he don't accuse, he just smiles soft, I got nothing to lose. And when I blink, the mirror is true. The devil don't take, I'll use. I played my sins in minor key, and each note burned a piece of me. They called it soul, I called it pain, for all the hearts I threw away. I lit my pain on bourbon fire, watch forgiveness drifting tired. Every song just cuts me through. The devil don't take, I owe you. Pouring for the man who don't belong, who fights his demons all night long. He still sings low, he still bleeds true. Yeah, the devil don't take, I'll use. Raise your glass to the ones who learn that every sin still makes you burn. No crown, no halo, just the blues, 'cause the devil don't take, all you. Smoke hangs thick, the lights go dim, the bottle's hymn becomes my hymn. Each bend I play, each sigh, each tear brings the echo of what brought me here. You can run, but the dark breaks through. You can kneel, but it laughs at you. And in that silence, cold and true, the devil don't take, how you. I ain't holy, I ain't clean, but I've seen things I wish unseen. I've made peace with what I am, a fallen man who gave a damn. My sins still hum in the quiet room, like flowers laid on an early tomb. And though the night feels old, it's new. The devil don't take, how you. Ain't no choir to sing me through, just a hum of sin I can't undo. No redemption left to choose. The devil don't take, I'll use. He don't judge, he don't defend, he just waits where roads don't end. I fade, I break, I face what's due. The devil don't take, how you. So pour one for the ones who try to outwalk fate and still survive. For the middle, no still pursue. You have the devil don't take, out you. No right, no praise, no rescue, just smoke in silence. There you do. And if I fall before I do, the devil don't take, how you. They say this is for a stand steady, just small slop down. Moon leans low on a crooked wire. My breath smells like smoke and tire. Another night with nothing to prove, just the echo of the man I used to move. The whiskey speaks where words can't live, a quiet sermon no priest could give. In the dark, she nods, she always forgives. I left the town and forgot my fate, chasing ghosts I could never replace. Dreams turned cold in the neon rain. Every step I took just spelled my name. She said, baby, love's a game of debt, and I'm still paying what I can't forget. I light a match just to watch it fade, 'cause whiskey don't forget mistakes I made. The jukebox hums the same old lie. Promises burning while the years go by. A stranger nod says, I know that pain. We toast the past and lose again. A shadow moves where a perfume stays. It's been 10 years but it smells the same. Every night I try to reset, but whiskey don't forget. No preacher waits, no choir sings, just bottles lined like wedding rings. You can pray or curse the flame, but it'll still spell out her name. Sin comes cheap, truth comes late. Heaven's locked, I missed that gate. And every sip's a cold duet, 'cause whiskey don't forget. So pour one for the man who lost his fight, still singing low through another night. He left soft at what he regrets, yeah. Whiskey don't forget. It hums my sorrow in a golden tone, cuts through bones straight to the soul. I ain't begging peace, just a reset, but whiskey don't forget. Photos torn, but her smile still stings like a chord that never stops to ring. I left a name carved on a ballroom door. She left her heart on my bedroom floor. The past don't sleep, it just waits in line with an open seat and a glass of wine. I try to heal, but the blues still bet that whiskey won't forget. The road arms low, the ties confess. Every mile a wound I don't address. I chase forgiveness down dead-end streets, but mercy don't speak to men like me. I see her face in motel glass, reflected pain that just won't pass. I smile faintly, try to reset, but whiskey don't forget. The man in the mirror grins too wide. He's tired of watching me run and hide. He says, boy, the truth is a debt unpaid, and whiskey's the price that never fades. The blues ain't cruel, it's just fair. It gives you pain, 'cause nothing else cares. You lose your soul, your last roulette. Still, whiskey don't forget. I used to play loud for a crowded room. Now I hum slow in the shadows tune. She said I'd drown in my own regret. Now I float on the sea, I can't forget. The night don't judge, it just takes its due. Each drop a story I swore was true. The flame still burns my silhouette. Whiskey don't forget. Pour one more for the ones who tried to love too hard and still got denied. For the ghosts that dance when the lights reset, yeah. Whiskey don't forget. Raise that glass to the sinner's song, where right feels right and wrong feels strong. No crown, no party, no dignity, 'cause whiskey don't forget. I sold my peace for a steady flame. Signed the night beneath my name. The bar's near empty, but the sound still sways. A broken prayer to better days. Each note bleeds, each silence waves. She's gone, but her ghost still plays. And in that hush, a cold regret whiskey won't forget. I ain't holy, I ain't time in minor key. If hell had a stage, I'd play it blue, 'cause the devil drinks the same as you. My song's a scar I can't outplay. It follows me night and day. I drink the dreams not finished yet, 'cause whiskey don't forget. No choir hums, no dawn redeems, just a low hum of forgotten dreams. The truth don't fade, it just resets. Whiskey don't forget. It's mercy's twin with a bitter face, a cold hand, a warm embrace. I fade, I fall, I owe that debt. Whiskey don't forget. So pour one for the silent kind who left their peace but stayed behind. For every man the world misread, yeah. Whiskey don't forget. No crown, no light, no silhouette, just the smoke of an old regret. And if I'm gone, remember yet, the whiskey don't forget. Fall. Evening irons, gold on the road's thin seam. Wind folds quiet like a bedtime dream. Gravel counts soft under shoes that know. Piano of birds playing low, 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 low. I don't hurry, there's nothing to flee. The last light falls in step with me. I learned my name in stranger tongues, paid old debts with quieter lungs, turned down parades that stain the street, chose work that leaves a kind of heat. I bargained once with the thunder's feet, now I tip the dusk with simplicity. The city behind me lowers its hands, lets go the noise, keeps honest plans. I used to brand my mercy loud, now it walks through an ordinary crowd. No witnesses, no stage to see, just breathe in the last light next to me. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the long, clean guide. If memory calls for a brighter plea, answer with footsteps, small and free. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no master hold my face. I'm done without approving, I keep what I can be. Dust comes low and kindly, the last light walks with me. Fences leaning like elderly friends, trading the weather, predicting ends. A child chalks planets on the lane, spins a ring around her name. Her mother lifts a grocery bag, I catch the strap before it sags. No sermon there, no debts to weigh, just hip and hand and human day. Across the field a dog recalls, a whistle stitched in evening calls. He trots back home uncomplicated, proof that peace can be translated. I thank the years for letting me see how small acts widen what will be. Breathe on forward while the slide notes lean, let the bass say home soft and clean.
If pride returns with a megaphone plea, turn the volume down to see. The last line walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no master hold my face. I'm done with loud approving. I keep what I can be. Dusk comes low and kindly. The last light walks with me. There's a bridge of iron over a patient stream, a mirror where I loan my dream. I drop 2 coins, one for grief, one for relief. The taught belief, circles wide and then forget. Forgiveness keeps the water wet. I read my face the way we should, enough to know not to be understood. I am my work, the doors I oil, the weeds I pull from common soil. If legacy asks for a brighter key, I hand it hinges that swing quietly. Count to 4, let the strings inhale, let the trumpet glow like a faithful trail. If yesterday begs for authority, offer a chair, then let it be. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no master hold my face. I'm done with loud approving. I keep what I can be. Dusk comes low and kindly. The last light walks with me. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in a clean backyard. Bring me the steps I marched in vain. I'll walk them home in evening rain. Let's slide guitar band once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory asks for a neon flame, point it to sucker, bread and name. Say less, stand plain. Count to 4, remain. Mailbox yawns like a sleepy friend, holds a bill, a note, and the working end. The note says thanks in a sprawling hand for fixing a hinge they couldn't stand. I smile the way a quiet man smiles, folds the paper in quarter miles. There's wealth in chores that no one sees, floors that welcome, roofs that ease. I sweep the walk of a neighbor's place, leave my name off, leave only space. I've learned to earn with gentler tools, humble metals, softer rules. The last light nods in warm decree. You've done enough, come home with me. Breathe on 4, let the lamppost bloom. Let evening tidy the living room. If rumor looks for the old marquee, point it to dishes, tea and free. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no master hold my face. I'm done with louder proving. I keep what I can be. Dusk comes low and kindly. Our stair walks with show. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no master hold my face. I'm done with
Tailor's chalk like moonlight on coal. Tape around my ribs, measuring toe. Silk takes breath, buttons take bone. Mirror keeps secrets, I won't atone. Horn sighs low, piano writes ash. Bass counts debts I refuse to stash. I smile like a verdict stitched within. Step into evening in a suit made of sin. I felt like a river where whispers swim. Cufflinks clink soft like a chapel hymn. I pressed my past till the creases obey. Steamed out the tremor, taught doubt to stay. Every pocket holds a quiet law. Every seam knows what mercy saw. I don't wear thunder, I hem the storm. Laid to rest in a measured form. There's perfume in the hall that remembers a war. Footsteps that know what forgiveness is for. I walk through rooms that lean to hear. Watch courage slow, dance with fear. This isn't gold, it's a tailored debt. Threaded with names I won't forget. If elegance is armor, I'm armored thin. But the cut is perfect on a suit made of sin. Count to 4, keep breath inside. Hide the bruise where the pearls reside. If truth must show, let the lights go dim. I'll say it's softer in a suit made of sin. That I wear my quiet like a crown that burns. Fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Taylor once told me, stand like you swear. I learned to vow with the weight I wear. Wool takes shape like a patient lie. Shape it too long and the truth runs dry. There's a woman whose eyes unbutton the night. She knows a zipper between wrong and right. She says, does that fabric forgive your hands? I say it forgives nothing, only understands. I pocketed rage like a folded tie. Took it out seldom, let most go by. The city keeps track with a ledger of seams. Invoices printed in unlit dreams. I sign with a nod, I pay with a glance. I dance with danger in a lawful stance. You think it's glamour, but look again. It's discipline draped in a suit made of sin. Count to 4, let the snare draw near. Teach your pulse to disappear. If sorrow asks where I've been, tell it measuring a suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns. Fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that I won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. My tailor's chalk traced the cost of pride, marked where the boy in me went to hide. Pinned the shoulders built from nights when I held back flames and turned off lights. Hemmed the memories to ankle length so I don't trip over borrowed strength. Pressed a crease into second chances so they fall sharp in slow romance. There's a press on thin beneath the chest for names I couldn't keep at rest. I carry their echoes like hidden thread. pull too hard, it breaks instead. So I tug with care, I wear with grace. I let the stitch hold time and place. If virtue's velvet and vice is skin, I'm somewhere honest in a suit made of sin. Count to 4, let the brass confess. Breathe through linen, admit the mess. When judgment knocks, don't let it in. Make it wait outside my suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns. Fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that I won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Bring me the boat I couldn't afford, cloth of regret that the past has stored. Bring me the thimble that saved my hands when rage tore holes in gentler plans. Bring me the needle that mends with time, thread it with mercy, stitch it in rhyme. If power's a pattern cut on bone, let tailors of patience mark it alone. I'll base my fury in unpicked pain, press it flat with a midnight rain. And if the fit asks blood to win, I'll bleed discreetly through a suit made of sin. No applause, no brighter gin, just breath and cloth and the man within. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns. Fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that I won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Write it in brass, write it all screwed. I could unlearn Rome in a suit made of sin. I take my spot at a rosary, all the gone dark up in a suit made of sin. Chalk cloud. The glass stays still while the room leans in. Your shadow breathes where you begin. The bass walks slow, the air turns wide. I hear the storm and the fire you hide. A match unstruck, a coil of heat. The snare taps vows beneath your feet. In the night she waits, eyes open wide, to watch you guard the fire you hide. You wear your calm like a tale of truth, a seasoned grace that outgrows you. No sharpened word, no reckless swing, just silence set like a steady ring. Your hands don't twitch, your eyes don't bleed. You let the room learn what you mean. The crowd grows careful side to side. They feel the heat in the fire you hide. A cufflink shines like a practice star, a tiny signal for who you are. The organ whispers a velvet thread, a warning soft as a prayer unsaid. No feeble breath betrays your flame, no lifted chin to shout your name. But I can hear the thunder ride, a horse made quiet by the fire you hide. Ain't no preacher blessing this control. You learn to lose on what you stole. You bank the blazing iron jaws. You steer by silence, not by stars. You count to 10, let pride subside. Let ash turn coal and coal abide. And when the world demands your side, you show them all the fire you had. So pour one for the men who never shout, whose steady post dissolves the doubt. He laughs low, won't break the tide. He moves the night with fire he hides. It hums like steel, it warms like wine. A sovereign heat with no headline. I ain't begging fate to guide. I lead with all the fire. She finds your gaze and tests the frame, a curious spark that wants a name. You tilt your glass, refuse the chase. You let her learn the shape of grace. The bass grows thick, the chatter fades. A hush collects like midnight breaks. She leans toward the darker side, drawn by the gravity you hide. You learn to fold your anger neat, to iron heat with measured beat, to close the fist without the blow, to make the storm decide to slow, to turn the fuse into a thread, to bank the flame without it dead, to let the hunger be your guide. A kept clean, righteous fire you hide. The man in the mirror lifts his brow, says, boy, I see you've learned it now. It ain't the roar that rules the room, it's how you breathe, how long you bloom. No blade to wave, no brittle pride, just heat with nowhere else to ride. He taps the glass and seems to glide. You're crowned by all the fire you hide. A murmur builds from jealous throats, a little stone that swells and floats. They test your edge, they court your name, they bait your pulse to brighter flame. You raise one hand, an inch at best. The riot crawls back in his chest. The snare resumes its faithful stride, obedient to the fire you hide. Pour one for the man who holds his ground, who slows a storm without a sound. He hums low, lets truth decide. He bends the night with fire he hides. Raise your glass to iron grace, to eyes that hush a crowded place. No roar, no blade, no careless pride, just sovereign kept clean fire he hides. A single note becomes a road, a hush becomes the strongest code. The hammer breathes a chapel tone, the floorboards vow you're not alone. A regal thread beneath the tide, a furnace built but kept inside. The room leans in, the sparks divide. They learn to trust the fire you hide. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I simply outgrew aimless flame. I spend my sparks where they belong. I buy my peace with measured strong. I keep my fury polished heel, a blade that never leaves the shield. And when the loud ones want a guide, I show the path by fire. Ain't no choir singing this restraint, no trumpet for the patient saint. The proof is how the lightning awaits, how even thunder hesitates. You want the key, reduce the stride, let one grow wise and heat reside. And when the world pulls either side, stand still inside the fire you hide. night tells the world what's true. He laughs low, lets time decide. He moves the dark with fire he hides. No thorn, no flare, no reckless ride, just breath and oath and temper pride. And when I fade, remember tide, my crown was in the fire. As she had tuba scrolls their name, the trains go by verloren of flame. I've mass praus verlicht de sloop. U praat zo bewegt is ook, waar ik is kent en overvaar. Clock calls 12, the bottle breathes slow. A shadow moves where the lost men go. There's a silence deep enough to drown, and a voice inside saying, boy, don't turn around. The smoke curls like a memory in a slow parade, each breath a story I never made. And the night, she listens, but don't forget. I walk through smoke and a dozen lies, the kind that dance behind tired eyes. A little half burned, a promise half kept. I drink with the ghosts I ain't buried yet. Every truth I held turned to sand, slipping through the cracks of my callous hand. The city hums a hymn of sin and flame. Still, midnight knows my name. The jukebox hums a forgotten tune. It bleeds through walls like a silver wound, and every note reminds me again how easy we fall, how slow we mend. I see faces in the whiskey glass, flickers of a time I let slip past. The sound of footsteps fades the same, but midnight still whispers my name. Ain't no preacher in this town tonight, only shadows that flicker under neon light. You can pray all day, but pain still stays. It learns your voice and calls your name. It lingers soft like perfumes ache. A love you couldn't fix, a heart you break. And when the world forgets your claim, midnight remembers just the same. So pour one for the man who won't be saved, for the fighter smiling at the empty grave. He laughs slow with a taste of shame. Yeah, midnight knows my name. She hums my sins in a velvet tone, each note cut deep into the bone. I ain't seeking glory, just a flame, 'cause midnight knows my name. folded bill and a scent of danger that lingers still. Every memory cost the same. A little blood, a little blame. The bar light flickers like her eyes did once, gentle but sharp as a loaded gun. If love's a crime, I took the blame. Now midnight calls my name. I chased the wind through motel doors, found nothing but silence and slamming floors. Somewhere between mercy and pride, I learned to breathe where hope had died. The curtains whisper where she used to stand, her ghost still warm in the palm of my hand. And though I left, I stayed the same. Midnight called my name. The man in the mirror don't blink no more. He's seen it all, the lies, the war. He just smirks and says, boy, you knew this world don't heal, it just tattoos you. The ink runs deep in veins of rust, turns every promise into dust. You keep your soul, but lose the game, and midnight knows your name. I used to write dreams on a torn receipt. Now they fade like the dust beneath my feet. She said love's a gun with a velvet aim. Now I carry your words like a scar and a flame. The wind outside plays a hollow chord. My silence louder than any word. The dark feels kind, the pain feels tame, 'cause midnight knows my name. Sing strong for the broken truth in the rain. Midnight knows, yeah, she knows my name. Raise the glass, let the ashes fall. Every sinner's rise begins with a call. No crown, no kingdom, just the same. And midnight knows my name.
Whiskey burned, but it don't cleanse. I've outlived enemies, outlasted friends. The mirror grins with a borrowed face, a ghost of pride, a hollow grace. The smoke don't rise, it just abides between my truth and what hides inside. In the night, she smirks, she's seen my vice. The man I'm buried twice. I buried him young, with charm and fire. Thought ambition could take me higher. I wore his name like a velvet lie. Smiled to strangers, let the real one die. The crowd applauded, the world agreed, but all they saw was my disease. And though he breathed, I cut his ties. The man I buried twice. He came back slow through empty rooms and whisper smoke and unpaid tune. I heard him hum through my guitar, a voice too close, a wound too far. He said you built the dream but lost the soul. You played the part but paid the toll. I poured a drink, looked in his eyes at the man I buried twice. No preacher saved what I became, just echoes whispering my name. You can trade your youth for gold and fame, but you can't cheat loss, it's the same old game. The blues don't heal, it just implies the truth's the debt the soul supplies. And when I pray I hear his sighs, a man I buried twice. So pour one for the man beneath the skin, one I killed to let me win. He laughs low, a haunting vice. Yeah, the man I buried twice. He hums my songs in shadowed rhyme, keeps my guilt in perfect time. I ain't seeking peace or paradise, just a man I buried twice. So pour one for the man beneath the skin, the one I killed to let me win. He laughs low, a haunting vice. Yeah, the man I buried twice. He hums my song, my guilt in perfect time. I ain't seeking peace or paradise, just a man I buried twice. The glass don't lie, it cracks instead. Every line's a thing I said. Each wrinkle hums a quiet sin of who I was and could have been. I tried to run, I tried to hide, but he walks with me side by side. And every silence redefines the man I buried twice. I tell the night my secret crime, that I stole my truth to buy some time. I traded love for a louder cheer, and all that's left is the man right here. He don't blame, he just observes the hollow life my pride deserves. And though I breathe, I pay the price to the man I buried twice. The man in the mirror grins and gray, says you're still me, you just decay. He don't shout, he don't curse my name. He says we're both just built from blame. He lights a smoke, says let's be clear, you're still the reason I'm still here. And as the blues repeats its advice, he smiles, the man I buried twice. He said I watched you drown in golden fame, watched you chase pride, forget your name. I tried to warn, but you wouldn't hear. Now you're the ghost that I revere. I asked him low, can I return? He said no flame reclaims its burn. I closed my eyes, rolled my dice with the man I buried twice. Pour one for the man who lost his soul, who paid his dues but not his toll. He still hums low through fire and ice. Yeah, the man I buried twice. Raise your glass to the ones who fall, to the proud who built their own downfall. No redemption, just advice from the man I buried twice. The smoke curls high, the truth unfolds. The blues don't age, it just grows old. Each note I bend bleeds something true of who I was, of who I knew. The room falls still, the air precise, it echoes the man I buried twice. And in that hush, no faith, no lie, it's just the man I buried twice. But I made peace with endless night. He stands beside me, calm and plain, the shadow that carries my refrain. He hums the truth through every line that I can't reclaim what once was mine. Still I toast beneath these skies the man I buried twice. Bass exhales like a sleeping flame. The room leans closer, hear my name. A silver curl of smoke takes turn. I wet my lips on the gentle burn. The clock keeps time and velvet clicks. The snare suggests the pulse is fixed. And the night she nods, prepared to learn how power moves in a gentle burn. I keep my heat behind the eyes, a quiet truth that never lies. No spark to boast, no torch to wait, just slow fire other men crave. My shoes write maps across the floor. My breath unlocks a waiting door. The air grows soft, the edges turn. The room is mine by gentle burn. Perfume slips along the bar, a comet sent from where we are. I tilt the glass, the bass agrees. The organ hums like summer breeze. No rush to chase, no need to prove. I let the silence make the move. One heartbeat more, the doubts adjourn. She draws to me by gentle burn. Ain't no preacher teach this art, to pace the flame and guard the heart. You bank the coals, you slow the turn. You win the night in how you burn. No sudden flash, no reckless churn, just patience fed to what you yearn. And when the nerves begin to yearn, you lift the lid of gentle burn. So pour one for the men who never rush, who stir the room with breath and hush. He laughs low, lets embers turn. He owns the night by gentle burn. It hums like silk, it glows like wine. It draws the soul on its own time. I ain't begging fate to learn. I warm the dark with with gentle burn. She finds my gaze and holds it light. Not quite a dare, not quite a fight. Her smile arrives the way he does, a slow reveal the body loves. I trace the rim of crystal glass, let moments breathe and let them pass. Her hand lifts once, our rhythms turn. We talk in code of gentle burn. I learned to bank the blaze within, to keep the edges smooth and thin, to aim desire like a bow, to make it sing but never show. A whisper here, a measured glance, a shifting weight, a smaller stance, while others flare and then they churn. I hold the line in gentle burn. The man in the mirror tips his head, says, boy, you feed what should be fed. You don't ignite what should be earned. You let the lesson come unspurned. No fury trick, no brittle turn, just proof in how the embers burn. He taps the glass, the truth returns. Control is heat, the body learns. The band sinks low to clear the lane. The snare's a whisper on the grain. The kicker hard beneath the floor invites the soul to want for more. A slide guitar like satin thread stitches hush to what I said. The light goes warm, the corners churn. They lean toward the gentle burn. Pour one for the man who knows his heat, who keeps it close and makes it sweet. He hums low, lets embers turn. He rules the room by gentle burn. Raise your glass to the patient flame, to steady hands that never claim. No violent spark, no savage turn, just sovereign calm and gentle burn. A single note becomes a vow, a soft come here without a sound. The rhythm opens like a door, the heat invites, not shouts for more. A hush collects on every face, desire guided set in place. The groove unbuttons line by line, the burn grows gentle by design. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I simply mastered how to aim. I let the warning find its shape, I keep the blaze inside the drape. I know the cost of fire's wild, they leave the heart a wayward child. But here I stand where lessons turn.
Streetlight spills like a silver confession across the pavement where the wind keeps score. I measure my calm in the length of my shadow and count out the promises I can't ignore. Window blinks, the city turns its shoulder. I keep my collar up against the cold. Silence is heavy, but it doesn't break me. It chisels my will into iron and gold. Ooh. pass it, like a memory learning how to breathe. I could chase ghosts till the morning forgives me, but I've learned what stays and what needs to leave. There's a map in the cracks of the sidewalk, a secret compass under my feet. Every turn writes a vow in the gravel. Walk with patience, never retreat. Oh. Neon rain, it drips from the awning, spilling stories I rarely tell. I keep my words like coins in a pocket, spend only where silence won't do as well. Old mistakes sit quiet on benches, tipping hats as I wander by. They're not friends, but they know my posture. Back straight, jaw easy, eyes on the sky. I used to run where the rumors were louder, hunting thunder just to test my name. Now I sip slow from the cup of the evening, let the bitterness teach me a different flame. The alley breeze, a harmonica distant, the tone of a promise I'm learning to keep. I'm not lost, I'm exacting my choosing. Where I sow is where I'll reap. And the night asks softly, who do you carry? I answer only the man I'm meant to be. If the road is narrow, let it be narrow. My stride is steady, my hands walk free. I walk alone but not lonely. I got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely, a planted seed becoming what I need. Key in the curve of the moonlight, it turns in the lock of my ribs. Patience hums like a low burn fire, feeding muscle to my fibs. I used to swear by the crowded tables, cards and smoke and restless deals. Now I trade in hours and focus, stacking bricks, no room of steals. The river speaks under iron bridges, cold and clear with measured grace. It tells me, hold your center, traveler, win the inside, you'll win the race. A passing train writes sparks on the darkness, Morse code for a stubborn heart. I read it true, keep walking softly. Every master was once apart. And the dawn sits waiting behind the warehouses, a thin pale blade that will cut me clean. If I bleed today, let it be old doubt, let courage fill the space between. I walk alone but not lonely. I got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely, a planted seed becoming what I need. Whispers on brick, the city remembers all the versions of me that tried to impress. One by one I fold them and file them, thank them kindly, then lay them to rest. Slide its our size like a door near closing, but I'm the hinge that refuses to rust. I am the keeper of small, sure choices. Stone by stone I build my trust. If thunder comes, I won't chase it. Let the storm announce itself. I've got weather in my marrow and a compass on the shelf. Reach is nothing without ground, and grace means power with a leash. I set the table for my hunger, serve it discipline for each. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planet seed becoming what I need. I walk alone but not lonely. Not empty, full of quiet speed. Streetlight fades, the vinyl crackle widens. I count my steps, then let them go. Where I'm headed doesn't need a witness, only a promise kept low and slow. Fade on the river of breath, fade on the ink of the road. I walk alone, but not lonely, becoming the man I already know. Horizon nine's the night too thin. Rail tracks hum like a violin. Boots all scuff a modest claim. Wind spells out my middle name. No one beside me, no one to blame. Just me and the distance I became. I left a city built on louder proof. Traded brass ceilings for an open roof. Turned down parades that forget the street. Chose smaller bread that the humble eat. I learned to measure what I let go, to walk like water where fires won't grow. Some call it loss, I call it aim. A tighter circle with a calmer flame. Photographs fade to the color of wheat. Stories turn quiet with truth and meat. I'm lighter now in a heavier frame. The weight I lost was the need for fame. Count to 4 with a steady lung. Let the past be past and the young stay young. If memory knocks with a stadium's name, answer with footsteps you're willing to claim. This is the distance I became. Not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the work, I kept the same. The farther I walk from what I tame, the closer I came to the man I became. I used to bargain with thunder's dead, spend tomorrows I hadn't met. Now I buy minutes with breath and bone, paying quiet where haste had grown. There's a diner that remembers my nod, a prayer in the cup, a wink from God. The waitress writes, take care on the slip. I folded like a sailor ship. Let current keep it, let tide explain how distance smooths the crowded brain. I'm still the one who loved the fight. I just choose battles that honor the night.
Breathe on full, let the snare brush slow. Let the slide guitar fade like snow. If pride wants echoes and rented a claim, point it to gravel that knows your name. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the work, I kept the same. The farther I walk from what I tame, the closer I came to the man I became. There's a bridge I cross where the river forgives, where loss is converted to a life that lives. I drop old coins through the iron grate, watch circles widen and loosen fate. The water doesn't owe me speech, it holds my face just out of reach. Enough to know, not to control. A mirror for a working soul. I don't rehearse the lines I cut, I leave the door a little shut. What wants to leave, I let it pass. What needs to stay, I set like glass. Hold that forward till the ribs feel sure. Let strings breathe in like a patient cure. If yesterday begs with a billboard flame, dim it to moonlight, keep your aim. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the work, I kept the same. The farther I walked from what I tamed, the closer I came to the man I became. Bring me the doors I slam for proof, I'll hinge them soft under quieter roof. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with a thicker skin. Bring me the names I spoke too loud, I'll say them small without the crowd. Let the piano place two notes and wait, let bass keep time with a slower fate. If distance is mercy in a faithful frame, let love be the work that remembers my name. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. I pass a field where the scarecrows bow, a rusted choir that knows me now. They don't applaud and they don't accuse, they hold a posture I choose to use. A child on a fence line kicks his heels, his mother counts change for evening meals. I hold the door when they reach the store, no lesson given, just room for more. The smallest gestures I used to spend return like coins from a truer friend. I'm rich in a currency most won't claim, the quiet returns of a decent name. Count on 4, let the breath grow wise, let the truth be truth without disguise. If glory taps with a neon frame, offer a chair to climb the game. This is the distance I became, not running away, not hiding shame. I let the noise unlearn my name. I kept the work, I kept the same. The farther I walk from what I tamed, the closer I came to the man I became. Breathe. quiet hill with the grass laid low. Telephone wires hum what the seasons know. Boot soles find the truth of ground. Piano of crickets, no other sound. I open my palms to whatever's been and feel the old clean weight of the wind. I used to fight weather with iron lungs, argue with thunder like it owed me songs, chased every rumor with a sharpened shoe, turned every whisper to something I do. But storms get bored of the boy who shouts, teach him the value of leaving things out. Now I stand smaller and hold more sky, let clouds pass through without asking why. The trees keep counsel with a patient sway, counting to 4 till the rage goes gray. A leaf rides past with a saint's small grin and knows how to travel the weight of the wind. Breathe on forward, don't force the air. Let your ribs be a rocking chair. If pride wants volume in velvet skin, answer softly, carry the wind. The weight of the wind is light but sure, a tender burden I can endure. It presses and blesses the bones I mend. I bow a little then rise again. No crown, no witness, no oath to spend. Just me and the old clean weight of the wind. I learned to repair what I used to replace, to sand down anger to a workable grace, file off edges that begged for blood, trade iron for patience and fire for wood. My name used to knock like a bailiff's fist, now it arrives like a morning mist. I keep my promises near the wrist, so when I reach they won't be missed. A widow sweeps a stoop 2 doors down, hums a hymn that wears no crown. We share a nod that could feed a town, a treaty of ordinary worn like a gown. The wind signs off with a cedar's pen, rides carry less on the skin of men. Count to 4 while the snare stays thin, let the heart say stay and the breath come in. If yesterday asked to be loud again, point to the hill, say listen, wind. The weight of the wind is light but sure, a tender burden I can endure. It straightens posture, slows the end, teaches a spine how not to bend. No throne, no trumpet, no staged amen. Just me and the old clean weight of the wind. There's a coat I wore through a furious age, lined with the clatter of a louder stage. I hang it now on a quieter hook, let fabric remember what rage once took. My hands smell faintly of oiled old keys, doors I can open without making pleas. Not every lock needs force to spin, some undo easy with the wind. I measure my strength by what I spare, by paths I leave for others to wear. If a bridge needs toll, I'll pay in peace, offer my silence by release. I'm learning to lose like a patient friend, to give the victory to the wind. Breathe on forward, let the drums stay low, let the strings lean in and let them go. If fear demands a harsher end, answer with breath, answer with wind. The weight of the wind is light but sure, a tender burden I can endure. It lifts my anger from under the skin, turns sharp to round, turns lost to kin. No medals pinned, no debts to spin, just me and the old clean weight of the wind. Bring me the doors I slam for proof, I'll hinge them soft beneath this roof. Bring me the names I said too fast, I'll speak them slow till the hardness pass. Bring me the miles I sprinted then, I'll walk them back in a steadier skin. Let guitar bend like a reading prayer, let bass say home on the lower air. If courage is quiet, it sounds like this: a breath held true, a moment kissed. Say less, stand still, count to 4, let it fill. A child chases kites near a chain link wall, string line laughing at the threat to fall. His mother holds a spool like a steady moon, teaches him drift is a kind of tune. I learn again what the young already know: you fly by giving the wind more rope, not by yanking heaven to your plan, but by walking honest as a man. A sparrow stencils a dotted hem, from wire to wire, neat and slim. It doesn't explain how the currents blend, just rides in trust on the weight of the wind. Hold that fort till the doubt grows kind, let your pulse be a gentler mind. If thunder begs to be your friend, shake its hand, then keep the wind. Count to 4 with a longer trust, let the drum be dust, the bronze be rust. If night requests one final grin, exhale slow and hand it the wind. The weight of the wind is light but sure, a tender burden I can endure. It clears the room where the loud ones grinned, leaves only tools a good life needs. It leans me forward, keeps me thin, enough to fit where mercy is. No crown to straighten, no swords to tend, just me and the old clean weight of the wind. Write it in grass, right.
The doors swing slow like they know my name. The bass walks steady, the night feels tame. A hush comes down like a velvet cloak. I light the match, raise the smoke. The room leans in with a silver grin. Power speaks softer than a violin. In the dark she nods, she's seen this road. I wear my calm like a heavy coat. I move like thunder you don't quite hear. Close cuts through the glass, no fear. I traded rage for a colder flame. Let silence do the heavy game. My shoes say little, my eyes say more. I own the room without the roar. Every breath is a quiet stroke, a crown you only see in smoke. The mirror lights on, the bottles gleam. The floor remembers where I've been. I caught my cold in nights like this. No wasted word, no reckless kiss. The band played low, the snare says wait. The clock keeps time with measured fate. I take my seat, the world takes note. A crown you only see in smoke. Ain't no preacher teaching this control. It's learned by losing what you stole. You trade your thunder for a pulse. You tame the beast, you kill the fall. Let pride dissolve, let fear revoke. Wear patience like a tailor cloak. And when the noise begins to choke, you rise, a crown in smoke. So pour one for the man who ruled the room. We're quiet hands and eyes that bloom. He laughs low, no need to boast. He wears a crown the night can't host. It hums like silk, it cuts like oak, a power born of calm and knows I ain't begging fate or hope. I wear my crown in smoke. On past with a sideways glance, a little test, a noble dance. I tip my glass, the message lands. I leave with silence, not my hands. No sudden moves, just measured grace. No chase required to win the race. Let others burn, let others choke. I hold my crown in smoke. I built my laws on steel and skin, on debts I paid and fights I didn't. No easy wins, no cheap applause, just bruised respect and final call. I lose the rush, I keep the soul. I play the long, deliberate role. When tempers break and bargains croak, I breathe the crown in smoke. The man in the mirror lifts his brow, says, son, you finally learned it now. Power ain't loud, it's poison proof. It's how you stand beneath the roof. No grin required, no sharpened blade, just presence other men obeyed. A nod once slow, the lesson spoke. A crown you only see in smoke. The bass grows on, the snare keeps time like a heartbeat charm. A whisper passes table to table, respect untold, a living fable. No name announced, no banner flown, just gravity that I've outgrown. The air gets thick, the doubts go broke. They see my crown in smoke. Pour one for the man who don't compete, who wins by never leaving his seat. He hums low, he holds the note. Yeah, he wears a crown in smoke. Raise your glass to the steel that's kind, iron, calm, and discipline. Mine no roar, no shove, no cloak, just a quiet crown in smoke. Lights descend to amber gold. The groove grows wide, the pulse grows bold. Each note declares without a word the simplest law I ever heard. Own your breath, unlock the yoke. Let patience wrap you up in smoke. And when the room leans close to choke, exhale the crown in smoke. I press my will, I move the night by standing still. And when the doubts rise up to joke, they drown beneath my smoke. Ain't no choir singing my name, just bass and breath and tempered flame. No trumpet blast, no drums that poke, just the hush that crowns the yoke. The strong don't beg, the wise don't poke. They float their names on rings of smoke. And when the noise begins to choke, I smile my crown in smoke.
violent plans I seen rage loose to patient art.
Ain't no mercy in a diamond shine, because it's deep as a bottle of time. The suit still fits, the soul does not. Every win I made came with a cost. The silence hums where the crowd once screamed. The mirror's honest, cruel and mean. In the night, she knows what I've become. I walk through rooms lined with smoking glass, shook hands with ghosts who never laughed. They smile wide, but their eyes were cold. Each deal I made, another piece I sold. My pocket's heavy, my heart gone thin. You can't buy peace when you trade your skin. And though I sleep on silken foam, gold don't keep you warm. The table's full, but the chair feels bare. Laughter fades into empty air. Every toast just burns my throat. Every friend another note. I build my castle out of ash. Watch the years go up in cash. The taste of winning feels like storm, 'cause gold don't keep you warm. No preacher ever told this truth, that sin wears a tailored suit. The blues don't care how you climb, it waits in every glass of wine. The higher you sit, the colder the flame, the richer the lie, the sharper the pain. And when the noise fades to form, gold don't keep you warm. So pour one for the man who took it all, built his name just to watch it fall. He laughs low, still dressed in charm, but gold don't keep you warm. It shines like sin, it hums like shame. Another crown without a name. I ain't searching peace, just calm, 'cause gold don't keep you warm. I walk the halls where my echoes stay. Each step a debt I failed to pay. The walls remember what I ignore. That comfort's cheap, but souls worth more. A voice still haunts the marble floor. She said you won, but what for? And I just stare through the golden storm. Gold don't keep you warm. The phone still rings, but I let it die. I got no truth left to justify. The parties fade, the faces change. Every cheer just feels the same. I used to think the night was kind. Now she just reads my state of mind. The liquor burns where pride was born, 'cause gold don't keep you warm. The man in the mirror smirks again, says you traded love for a house of sin. He's dressed sharp, but he bleeds inside. A king with nothing left to hide. The ink on my hands won't wash away. It's a price I pay to play this way. Every promise I bent, every norm still gold don't keep you warm. She used to hum when the rain came down. Now just hear the city sound. The perfume lingers on the stairs. Goes too real, too unaware. I tried to pray, but I've gone too far. The blues don't answer to who you are. Each memory burns, your silence torn. Gold don't keep you warm. Pour one for the man who don't belong, whose crown weighs heavy, whose nights are long. He still hums low through the storm. Your gold don't keep you warm.
loose and silky, where's your crown? Each note I play feels less like art, more like confession from the heart. I chase a piece I can't perform, 'cause gold don't keep you warm. And in that hush beneath the storm, gold don't keep you warm. I ain't holy, I ain't free, but I still play a minor key. If heaven's rich, I'll take the street where truth and silence always meet. My shoes are clean, my soul is not still chasing mean. And I forgot the night forgives, the day deformed. Gold don't keep you warm. Ain't no choir to sing my tune, just the hum of gold under the moon. It don't cry, it don't reform. Gold don't keep you warm. It's a lover cold and unaware. I fade, I fall, I lose my form. Gold don't keep you warm. So pour one for the hollow kind, who lost their soul but kept their shine. For the men who traded truth for charm. Yeah, gold don't keep you warm. No light, no grace, no calms. Echoes playing the same old song. And if I fade, remember my form. Gold don't keep you warm. I've seen kings bang back broken late, but just no cross on break again. I've seen novas leave the sweetest bears and damn berries or wish stairs and never use the deco form. The whole goes known but the dew we own. So there's no clone that final form, 'cause gold don't keep you warm.
Velvet on the barrel, lipstick on the rim. Glass makes a halo where the low lights dim. Laughter in the doorway fades like a bribe, or hush signs, papers that a shout can't write. I don't hurry destiny, I make it right. Slow as a serpent that knows it's alive. Snap of a match, river of smoke. Every oath in the room remembers how I spoke. If temptation is a weapon, I call it mine. Honey on the edge with an iron spine. He stepped like a verdict, gold at her throat. A comma in the sentence only kings can quote. I said danger, mouse said prove. Hip like a metronome telling the groove. She drew her heart in the fog of my glass and smudged it clean with the back of her laugh. Baby, she said, what buys you calm? Time, I said, and the feel of my palm. I count by silences, tax them like rain, stack them like bills in a patient man's brain. The piano confessed in D minor size, while the horn bargained daylight from night's disguise. She touched the cufflink, silver and cold, found a reflection in the story I told. Don't reach for my pulse if you don't know the deal. I'm soft to the touch, but the softness is steel. Her smile drew blood without leaving a mark. I signed with a nod and she lit the dark. If desire is a ledger, then here's the figure. Every sweet nothing is a velvet trigger. Breathe slow, let the room lean in. Sugar on a tongue, gun under the grin. Call it love, call it ransom, call it art. Every gentle touch is a blade with a heart. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling faker. One finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Back room quiet hums through the vents.
sins like sins. The dealer blinked twice, the waiter looked away. Somewhere a rumor forgot what to say. She traced the map of the scars I don't show, named every street by the secrets I know. Where does it hurt? She asked with a grin. In the places I went, I said and went again. Her perfume wrote scripture on a leather banquet, a gospel of wagers I don't regret. I've learned to forgive what I never allowed. I've learned to be quiet when quiet is loud. She put her hand where a holster might be, found only patience and keys to the sea. Is it love or a lesson? She breathed near my ear. It's whatever survives after smoke and fear. The band bent notes till the ceiling curved, and time like a valet waited and served. If mercy is a currency, I'm a careful giver. I tip the night with my velvet trigger. I learned restraint from a loaded dawn, from a door I could open but chose to yawn, from a rival who guessed and a friend who knew that patience is cheaper than cleaning the room. The city keeps secrets in the teeth of the rain and writes their initials on subway stains. She asked for a truth I never recite, so I gave her a silence tuned just right. Promise me something you can't rescind. Alright, I said I won't pretend. If a crown must weigh, I'll let it weigh. If a love must cost, I'll gladly pay. Her laugh walked barefoot across my nerves, balanced a blade on a curve that curves. Steady now, let the strings draw near, make the bass confess what the brave won't hear. Paint the silence black, edge it in silver, kiss like a verdict from a velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case, let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pull and fade with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway, a kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Breathe through the fuse, don't rush the fire, let restraint be the quietest choir. When the night leans in like a careful giver, sign with a kiss from the velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case, let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pull and fade with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway, a kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Velvet trigger, velvet trigger, velvet trigger, velvet trigger. Stand out till there's barely a thread. The door takes a bow like it's paying its debt. I leave 2 bills and a promise to deliver. The left hash clown low, the light squad river, and a faded baby SR bus waste grando. You level to home. These S tests. A velvet trigger. Trigger, oh, velvet trigger. Was clean, the whiskey dry. The dawn broke soft across the sky.
I swore I'd bury every sin, but the devil just smiled and walked back in. His boots made sound on my quiet floor, each echo louder than before. And the night she smirked with a knowing grin. The devil walked back in. He came with charm, with velvet tone. Said you look calm, but you're alone. I laughed and said those days are gone. He poured a drink, said you're not done. His shadow danced, the glass leaned near, whispering truths I used to hear. And though I prayed, I let him in. The devil walked back in. The bottle sang that old refrain, each drop a memory, each taste the same. The fire rose like it never left, a sweet old wound I call my theft. He said peace is dull, but pain's divine. Let's bleed a bit between the lines. And I fooled with tired grin, said hell pour two, let's begin. No preacher warns of comfort snare, the kind of sin that feels like air. You think you're clean, you think you won, then one small whisper and it's done. The blues don't end, they just pretend to fade a while, then come again. And I smile back without your grin. The devil walked back in. So pour one for the man who tried to heal, who found his calm and lost the deal. He laughed slow, caught in the spin. Yeah, the devil walked back in. It hums like love, it breathes like sin, a dance too sweet to not begin. He ain't seeking peace within, 'cause the devil walked back in. We made a deal, no words, no hands, just silence where temptation stands. He said you're tired, but not done yet. You missed the burn, you missed the sweat. I nodded once, like an old friend's game. He knew my face, he knew my name. The light dimmed slow, the air turned thin, when the devil walked back in. Strings cried out beneath my hand, like a preacher lost without command. Each chord cut deep, each bend confessed, each note a scar I still possessed. He said, play me one for the sins you keep, the ones that wake you from your sleep. And I obeyed with a crooked grin, when the devil walked back in. The man in the mirror raised his glass, said you knew he'd come, he'd always last. He don't shout, he don't condemn, he just says you're still one of them. I chuckled low, said guess I am, a sinner bound by his own hand. And in the smoke
beneath my skin. I felt the devil walk back in. The bar lights hum, the silence breaks. The past arrives with all its aches. The taste of guilt, still bittersweet. A rhythm my heart won't delete. He said, boy, the blues ain't gone, it's you. It just sleeps until you call it through. I smile soft and raise my gin to the devil walking in. Pour one for the man who can't resist, who finds his heaven in the twist. He hums low, gives in again. Yeah, the devil walked back in. Raise your glass to the worn and wild, to every lost, corrupted child. No redemption, no amen. The devil walked back in. The night hums deep, the fire grows thin. Old temptation feels like kin. Each snow drips warm with old desire. The blues feed slow on that fire. The smoke curls tight, it feels like skin. I close my eyes and breathe him in. He grins through flame and violent. The devil walked back in. I ain't holy, I ain't pure, but I know what I can endure. Peace is quiet, but silence burns, and every sinner still returns. He shakes my hand, says you'll be fine. This time you'll own what's truly mine, and I Daylight sits quiet on a workbench scar. Dust makes halos where the tools now are. Piano breath, a low D chord. My hands remember what they're for. No crowd, no clout that needs a jury. Just honest work with hands without hurry. I hammered my youth to a louder law. Built fast kingdoms out of raw. The nails look brave till the boards pull thin. Speed was a show I kept within. Now I square the wood till corners rest. Let patience choose which cut is best. I sand the edge till the splinters learn that time is a teacher that doesn't burn. I oil the hinge and watch it sing, a quiet arc that spares the spring. The door behaves like a truer story. That's what you get with hands without hurry. Count to 4 on the ribs, not eyes. Let breath be the rule that squares your lies. If pride says faster, smile and defer. What's meant to last prefers the slower. Hands without hurry, they hold, they mend, they stay. They make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. just work made right by hands without hurry. Well, the street outside wears a softer shoe, the kind that walks what it means to do. A neighbor waves with a fence half broke. We trade 2 planks and a lighter yoke. He says I rushed it, I say we've all then measured twice, so boards don't fall. We share the weight on the end that bites, leave room for swelling on rainy nights. He breathes like someone who found his floor. I find my peace at his front door. The screw seats slow till threads find glory. Another job done with hands without hurry. Breathe on full, let the snare stay low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If yesterday begs for a faster story, let today reply. Hands without hurry. Hands without hurry. They hold, they mend, they stay. They make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. No neon needed, no borrowed jewelry, just work made right by hands without hurry. I've learned the grammar of a grain and glue, how keep secrets, how maple's true, how mercy sends down a jagged word, how screws don't strip if your fate's not hurried. I fix a chair where a child will climb, build in a rhythm that honors time. My knuckles wear a wiser stain, not blood, not brag, but honest grain. I keep a box of screws I save for days when lack meets a love I braved. A measured drawer labeled ordinary glory, a craftsman's gospel, hands without hurry. Count to 4 till the pulse sits right. Let strings bow warmth instead of might. If thunder lobbies for his story, let hinges vote for hands without hurry. Hands without hurry. They hold, they mend, they stay. They make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. No neon needed, no borrowed jewelry, just work made right by hands without hurry. And bring me the locks I slam for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I carved too deep. I'll plane them smooth where children sleep. Hey, bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a quicker glory, teach it a slower, better story. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. The evening leans through an open frame, paint dries level without a name. I write the date on the windowsill, sign it small so the house stands still. A letter waits with a grateful line about that table holds just fine. I fold it twice like a carpenter's square, lay it flat in remembered air. What I repair repairs me too. The proof is a life that passes through. Soup on Sunday, a story's glory. Feet on floors, cured without hurry. Patience harvest what time has made. If pride asks who will tell your story, I'll point at the doors that open surely. Hands without hurry. They hold, they mend, they stay. They make a room sturdy and keep the sharp away. No neon needed, no borrowed
boy will learn, teach him the grain and how clamps turn. He asks, why wait if we know it fits? Because I say wood has its wits. Because a laugh is a house you build with.
D minor dawn on a water skin. Miss writes cursive where banks begin. Gravel listen, reeds lean slow. Piano of droplets counting go. I touch the rail and feel time run. This river moves but forgets no one. I've walked beside this faithful vein, through winter glass and summer rain. It kept my secret, learned my stride, filed my anger, gentle pride. I threw a stone when I was young, a vow that bent a stubborn tongue. The circles widened, found there's some there singing still the river's drum. I thought I left those echoes then, but water keeps what shapes a man. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long clear guide. If memory begs for a brighter gun, point to the current. It forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we called and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. Folds a letter thin and drops it in like a trusted hymn. Fence still holds her script confessed. The water tucks it to its chest. 2 kids throw sticks and count to 4. Each choice chooses its farther shore. They cheer for the one that learns to bend. They watch the stubborn sinking end. I nod like maps that finally know you move by yielding more than go. What couldn't listen came undone, but mercy swam. It drowned no one. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns with a hurried tongue, set it to water. It forgives no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. I kept a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. I read them here and tear them slow, like petals training grief to grow. The pages drift in softened bits, become a school of tender wits. A carp turns once, a heron bows. The river signs the gentler vows. It doesn't lift me out of pain, it teaches names for honest rain. I learned to stand where truths are spun, not to be spotless, just become. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for a borrowed gun, show it these banks, they shoot no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let finger pick guitar bend once, then rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon sun, feed it bread by the river's run. Because power without kindness is only one. And rivers keep the ledger, they forget no one. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. Across the bend, a factory wall, rust and ivy equal draw. The river eats the iron's pride, turns red to brown, then lets it slide. Even the worst it learns to lift, not to pretend but give it drift. A bottle note inside my hand, a boy's small script, a future plan. I'll learn to fix, I'll learn to stay. I'll make the doors behave this way. I seal it back and trust the run. Some other shore will meet that sun. Hold that 4, let rim click, pray. Let mercy sign the day. If history asks what we've become, point at the water, it forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river, it forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. Write it in reeds and walking stones, in bridges strong and humbler homes. No brightest crown, no loud enthroned, just breathe and bread and labor grown. If I am gone and daylight runs, remember how the water hums.
Hallway breeze like a cathedral lung. Frames on the wall where the old songs hung. Carpet remembers every careful shoe. Piano at the far end, holding something true. One chair waits where the moonlight falls, like a verdict that forgives these walls. I walk without hurry, counting it all. Every quiet of thunder I refuse to call. I kept a kingdom with a borrowed hush, turned storms to wages and rage to brush. Names like lanterns, some bright, some thin. Mercy sewn under a suit made of sin. I learned the cost of an honest delay, how to buy a dawn from a ruin of day. The city grew gentler when the noise grew small. Now it's just me in the chair in the hall. I don't need guards for the breath I keep.
truth walks beside me like a child in sleep. The portraits lean close as if to recall how a man can be crowned without raising the wall. Count to 4 while the echoes learn. Let the old brass soften and the strings return. If power asks what it's for at all, say to set down the weight when the night grows tall. Here's the chair at the end of the hall. Wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand. Lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. The floorboards confess where the years walk slow, where boys became men and learned how to know. A glass on the table holds yesterday's rain. I raise it to absences that lessened our pain. The velvet trigger, the silent room, the table of names, the whiskey gloom. All of them stitched in a single line, thread of restraint through a darker design. If glory is heat that forgets to heal, let legacy be the cool of steel. I don't need statues to make me tall. I measure my height by who didn't fall. Breathe through the hinge as the door unlearns. Let the lamp ride gold on the lessons that burn. If peace is a tax that the restless pay, I've paid it nightly in a measured way. Here's the chair at the end of the hall. Wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand. Lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in a chair at the end of the hall. She steps from the shadow with smoke in her hair. A sermon of patience, a long steady stare. Says, tell me what kings keep under the skin. I say a ledger of moments they didn't give in. The mercy they chose when the mass said no. A door they unlocked so a boy could grow. The letter they wrote and never sent. The anger they folded and let relent. She nods like a clock that forgives the time. Writes my answer in D minor rhyme. Then sits, she whispers, let silence enthrall. Wear nothing but truth in that chair at the hall. Count to 4 till the breath turns round. Let the bass place roots in the ground. If love is a law with a gentler drawl, it's signed in the chair at the end of the hall. Here's a chair at the end of the hall. Wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand. Lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. Bring me the night, as I return still on. Teach my hands the grace of disarm. Bring me the names I carry like stone. Let the stone feel lighter, finally alone. Bring me the rose I refuse to flood. Let justice be water, not blood. Bring me the throne made only of choice, where law is a breath and mercy a voice. If endings are crowns that quietly fall, place it in wood, the chair at the end of the hall. No witness, no noise, only the hum of a measured poise. Count to 4. Close the door. The soldier's coat hangs where the light turns thin. Sleeves like prayers for the places he's been. I promised his mother I'd guard his name. kept it unbroken through profit and blame. A rival's grin, love's faint in a frame, softened by time, renamed by the same. I learned that victory's smaller and sure, outlives a triumph, it dies immature. So I chose the fix over televised fire, built quiet ladders from honest wire. If someone asks where the empire is drawn, point at the windows that survive the dawn. Let the strings bow low, then rise, let the brass breathe truth without disguise. If fate takes notes while the footsteps fall, it writes them here at the end of the hall. Here's the chair at the end of the hall, wood like a witness, back like a call. I sit with the quiet I taught to stand, lay down the crown in an open hand. No trumpets needed, no banners to fall. I earn my rest in the chair at the end of the hall. Hands on the old brace, oh, Fred. Piano woes stain at with fallenly men. Strings me then till the light goes wide. Rest rising with a gentler draw.
Lamp hangs low like a moon in chains. Dust rides halos over wood grain veins. I pull out the chair that remembers my weight, lay down a ledger and a patient fate. Trumpet far off, rain near the panes. Tonight we dine with a table of names. Old cold secrets a church won't keep, grooves like scars where the vows ran deep. This coffee ring shaped like unclosed loops, cigarette constellations of old truths. Some names shine like a clean brass rail, some look back with a county jail pale. I trace with a finger the ones who stayed, the ones who folded, the debts I paid. A city is made of the hands that lift, a mercy in pockets, a careful drift. I didn't build empires with a marching band, I built them slow with a quieter hand. The bass underfoot hums low and claims, power remembers at the table of names. Count to 4 before you speak, let the snare ride low on cheek. Ink may fade and ash may stain, but a kept old never leaves the grain. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on the table of names. Here's Angelo, steady as winter steel, never took more than a man could feel. Here's Rosa the saint with a gambler's eye, saved 3 boys and refused the sky. Here's Vito who lied like a choir boy's hymn, sweet on the tongue with a knife in the rim. I bought him grace on a Sunday night, sold him the truth when he asked for light. And here's a blank where a friend should be, the ghost of a promise that outlived me. Some names I whisper so they don't wake pain, some I pronounce like a gentle rain. If legacy's a ledger nobody owns, we're all signatures on borrowed bones. The organ breathes softly like old remains. I turn a page at the table of names. Count to 4, keep shoulders square, let memory sit in the head of the chair. A king is a clerk when the night explains, all power kneels at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory
on a table of names. A waitress turned widow writes notes in the margin, small clean letters like a private pardon. She circles a day when the docks went dark, when sirens learned a funeral's large. I fold a bill under a sorrow's plate, not to erase, just to mediate. A soldier I raised from a street with no father, left his rage here and grew up farther. He learned that thunder is easy to sell, but quiet keeps a city well. Another page, ink bleeds like wine, with loyalty tilted on a crooked line. I forgave once where twice would kill. I held the door when mercy stood still. No angels here, no perfect claims, just men tuned low at the table of names. Count to four, give grief a chair, let brass sigh soft in the open air. If truth is heavy, don't shift the frame, hold steady now at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on a table of names. Bring me the ink that outlasts rain, bring me the hands that ease the stain, bring me the night I should have stayed, bring me the bill I never paid, bring me the doors I closed too soon, bring me the favors I called a boon. Let the guitar bend like a vow that bends, let the organ count our better ends. If legacy's a candle that knows our shame, we hold the flame at the table of names. Ride slow, breathe through, say less, pay due. A traitor returns as a father of two, holds out a hand like a debt that grew. He asks for work, not a pardon's kiss. I give him roots where the edges miss, not mercy blind, not judgment wild. A safer street for a safer child. A widow brings roses for the men who fell, says nothing, her silence rings the bell. The room takes note like a notary sky, even the shadows forget to lie. I learned to bless without losing the blade, to ask of the storm what calmness paid. I sign 3 lines and refuse 1 war, approve 1 truce and forgive 1 score. The pen feels warm in a colder air, some laws you keep just because you can. Count to 4, let the pages rest, lay your ear on the table's chest. If the past still beats and the present aims, we pulse together at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory maims, we rest the weight on a table of names.
The room leans close like it wants to learn. The bass ticks slow like a measured burn. The lights go low, the noise turns thin. I press my breath and settle in. My watch taps time against my palm. A quiet storm, the weight of calm. In the
night she nods, she knows this song, a crown that rests in the weight of calm. I walk that line between steel and silk, where heat runs slow like warm milk. No need to shout, no fist to show. I let my presence set the flow. My shoes draw maps on oak and grain. The snare keeps time inside my veins. A city bows without alarm to the measured weight of calm. Cufflinks flash like lightning dead, but thunder hides in how I stare. I lift a glass, the room complies. 1,000 doubts grow civilized. I choose my words like polished stones. I lay them down, they build their throne. The floorboards hum my private song. My kingdom builds on the weight of calm. Ain't no preacher teach a steady hand. You learn by losing what you plan. You trade the roar for something deep, a pace that moves while others sleep. You let the fire dodge the bomb. You hold it close, you keep it warm. And when the storm expects you home, you answer with the weight of calm. So pour one for the man who never rushed, whose silence makes the loud ones hush. He laughs slow, he won't his song. He rules the night with weight of calm. It hums like oak, it sways like steel. A patient force the proud can feel. I ain't begging fate or charm. I move the world with the weight of calm. The band sits back to let me breathe. The organ smoke threads through my sleeve. The guitar bends like tempered wheel, a single note that holds you still. The barmaid nods, she knows this tune. When measured men light up a room. No tempest here, no cheap alarm, just the quiet weight of calm. I learned to fold my anger neat, to iron rage with controlled heat, to close my fist around the wind, to say much less and still contain. I count the beats the drummer hides. I read the eyes the crowd provides. Where others run, I simply song. A win by way to calm. The man in the mirror lifts his chin, says, boy, I see you learn to win. Not by blaze or sharpened tongue, but by the breath you hold in lung. No sword to wave, no flag to claim, just poison patience in your name. He taps the glass, confirms the charm. You're crowned by weight of calm. She enters slow with silver eyes, a question hid in her disguise. She waits to see if I will chase. I let the stillness take her face. A tilt of glass, a glance of grace. No frantic moves, no crowded space. The bass grows warm, the doubts disarm. She understands the weight of calm.
close tight like tailored cloth. The tempo breathes a sacred oath. Each note holds back just half a breath. A dance with danger, not with death. I set the air in measured harm, a lullaby of weight of calm. The room leans in, the doubts grow small. They fall beneath the weight of calm. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I just refuse the frantic game. I bank my sparks in tempered steel, I spend them slow so fate can kneel. I carry storms in quieter jars, I steer by scars instead of stars. When chaos begs for open palm, I close my hand with the weight of calm. Ain't no choir singing me through, just bass and breath and follow through. No trumpet blast, no gilded bomb, just heartbeat underway to calm. Morning rests open on a kitchen tile. Steam writes mercy in a cursive smile. I count my breath like coins I've signed. When the battles are over, there's nothing left but kind. I kept a ledger made of iron and ash, roll out totals in the soldier's sash. I measured men by the weight they threw, built taller walls and truth could shoot. But doors don't sing for a fist that pounds, they learn the hands that spare their sounds. I traded thunder for a humbler grind and found the only wealth I keep is kind. Now small tools wait where anger stood, a cloth, some oil, a plan for good. A quiet bench, a chair aligned. What power remains is the power to be kind. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a sharpened mind, set down the blade, pick up the kind. There's nothing left but kind. When all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind, and brass forgets to hymn, no louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally underlined, there's nothing left but kind. I pass a stoop with a lopsided rail, 2 screws shy of a safer tale. A neighbor shrugs, I meant to fix. We trade a laugh for nails, 6 ticks. No sermon there, no proof to stage, just borrowed time from a quieter age. He says, you save me, I shake my head. You'll do the same for someone's bread. We write a treaty with a level line, tight grain joint, the edge is fine. The street learns patience intertwined with smaller words that chooses kind. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low, let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns politely blind, open the window, call in kind. There's nothing left but kind. When all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind, and brass forgets to hymn, no louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally underlined, there's nothing left but kind. I wore a suit that made rooms bow, silk like thunder on a clever brow. It held my fears with polished pins, looked like power, felt like sins. I hung it up where ghosts undress, watched it whipped into something less. Denim and linen learned my spine, taught my shoulders a gentler line. What good is iron without a door? What good is more when you need restore? I stitch my name in a softer bind, a coat that fits the weather of kind. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If yesterday asked for a stricter fine, offer your hands and call it kind. There's nothing left but kind when all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind and brass forgets to hymn. No louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally underlined, there's nothing left but kind. Bring me the locks I forced for show, I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Ooh. Bring me the miles I sprinted then, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide the tar band once then rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory begs for a neon shrine, feed it bread, water it kind. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A letter waits with a quiet thanks about the hinge by the garden planks. I fold it twice the simple way, a receipt for time I chose to stay down. At the corner a widow stares at groceries tall as Republic cares. We split the weight across 2 streets, neither hero, just human feats. No choir call, no corn was signed. We reached the door, the rest was kind. She touched my wrist, said bless your mind. I answered yours, we're both aligned. Hold that 4, let the rim click, pray. Let mercy sign the day. If thunder knocks with a blazing mind, show it the sink, we're in sync kind. There's nothing left but kind when all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind and brass forgets to hymn. No louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally underlined, there's nothing left but kind. I open the drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vine. Some I send with a steady pen, some I keep for the kitchen's amen. A boy drops coins in a dented jar, saves for a bike like a private star. Out a bill in a folded slide, don't sign my name, let luck decide. He don't smile way and doesn't know, that's the point of certain glow. The brightest lights are undesigned, they warm the room and leave it kind. There's nothing left but kind when all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind and brass forgets to hymn. Writing his scribe on the windows, lighting shafts, sign for Placer Brand. Monet penning his sticker saying when life is finally underlined, Julius Butter livified. There's nothing left but kind. There's nothing. Morning steps over the old back fence, a soft gold mercy without pretense. Dust turns holy in a patient ray, and for the first time in a long, long time, the light decides to stay. I used to hold my breath for storms, build my walls in thunder forms, kept a code for every doubt, wore it in and never out. I learned to oil my noisy doors, sweep the anger off the floors, name the tools that mend a day, and leave the rest to walk away. Now coffee warms a gentler bone, silence feel like something grown. The window writes a softer way, the light knows me and it stays. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clean guide. If yesterday knocks with a louder say, smile one step back, let daylight pray. Light learns to stay. It doesn't beg for proof. It climbs the slate of an ordinary roof, pours through the rooms I used to grade. No trumpet, no parade, just mercy without sway. I open both my hands and watch the light, how to stay. I walk the block with a listener's gate, arriving early, leaving late. A neighbor's hinge confesses rust. We share a rag and trade in trust. 2 kids chalk rings around the sun, argue colors, call it done. Their mother laughs a working hymn. I hold the bag and breathe with them. I used to crown myself with flame, burn the evening just to name a victory no dawn could wait. Now light keeps score by staying. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low, let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns for a louder play, point it to bread and let it stray. Light learns to stay. It doesn't beg for proof. It climbs the slate of an ordinary roof, pours through the rooms I used to grade. No trumpet, no parade, just mercy without sway. I open both my hands and watch the light, how to stay. There's a drawer of unmailed lines, letters to bridges and winter vines. I send a few with kinda ink, I keep a few so time can think. The mirror does a gentler job, leaves out the blade, keeps in the saw. A button patience, stitch it neat, wear it where my pulse can meet. The man I was is not a ghost. He sets the table, pours the toast. We eat our peace in common clay, the living proof the light can stay. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If memory begs for a harsher day, I turn the lamp and let it pray. Light learns to stay. It doesn't beg for proof. It climbs the slate of an ordinary roof, pours through the rooms I used to grade. No trumpet, no parade, just mercy without sway. I open both my hands and watch the light learn how to stay. Bring me the locks I force for show, I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too sharp, I'll speak them soft, teach night to heart. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide guitar bend once, then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon sign, give it supper, salt and thyme. If power asks what is for today, to keep the light and let it stay. letter arrives with a thank you hand. About that gate you came to mend. I fold the note the quiet way, a small receipt for a brighter day. The mailbox hums a copper cord, the porch boards nod like they're restored. I sweep the dust, I spare the bees, I leave the clover for their ease. The sky puts silver on the lane, and even shadows lose their strain. They're only proof of what life says. I'm here, I'm warm, I'll stay. Hold that four, let the snare lie low, let the organ breathe and the strings say go. If glory turns with a borrowed play, offer a chair, then fade to day. Light learns to stay. It doesn't beg for proof. It climbs the slate of an ordinary roof, pours through the rooms I used to grade. No trumpet, no parade, just mercy without sway. I open both my hands and watch the light learn how to stay. I sit with dusk like an old good friend, naming the ways we didn't bend, the doors we oiled, the words we saved, the hours we gave to the unenslaved. I phone the man I used to fear, we trade our names and drop a year. No ledger speaks, no tally calls, just space enough for mercy's walls. And when I hang the gentler line, I feel the color turn from wine to wheat to bread to daily grace. The light keeps finding my face.
Rain keeps score on the blacked out glass. Street hums low like a wounded brass. Ice taps twice in a heavy hand. Lighter blinks, tiny funeral band. The office smells of leather and rain, contract smoke and a patient pain. I tell the room be honest or leave, it answers back with a silent sleep. The city fits inside a quiet cell. Decisions drown on the whiskey's lip. My name rides low in a neighborhood hymn. Good men nod, bad men swim. A ledger sleeps on the edge of dawn, open like a throat that won't stay on. I bought my peace with a steady gait, but war keeps keys to every gate. I keep a picture of the docks in frame, where boys learn patience and men learn blame. I carry mercy like a folded knife, meant to save breath, not take a life. Count to four and dim the roar, let the bass confess the floor. If pride walks in, make pride sit down. If grief gets loud, let grief wear a crown. This is where whiskey meets war, a quiet room, a louder score. I drain what's left of yesterday's men, then sign the fate of midnight again. No flags, no drums, no open door, just me, a glass, and the weight I swore. If peace is truth I can't ignore, I'll taste it here, where whiskey meets war. A soldier's coat hangs chair. Rain made halo in the air. He said, I did it like you said. Took fear alive, left pride for dead. But even clean jobs muddy a soul. Even right cuts take a toll. I told him walk, don't look behind. We pay the bill in a different kind. He left a silence on my desk. Cigarette ended like a small protest. Window shook with a passing train. I felt the city hide its pain. The trumpet down the block cried thin. I poured the night and let it in. Hold your breath, the verdict moans. Let the snare ride long bones. If rage is loud, make rage grow sore. Teach it to whisper on the floor. This is where whiskey meets war. A quiet room, a louder score. I drink what's left of yesterday's men, then sign the fate of midnight again. No flags, no drums, no open door. Just me, a glass, and the weight I swore. If peace is truth I can't ignore, I'll taste it here, where whiskey meets war. She came with rain folded in her sleeves, eyes like harbor lights on thieves. Tell me, she said, what glory buys when it leaves a bruise between your eyes. Set the glass down like a bell. Said, glory's a story the loud ones sell. I buy the quiet, I sell the calm. I pay with pieces of my palm. She touched the ledger, felt the blame. Read the weight under every name. Could you have loved without the throne? Only if the night could stand alone. We shared a smoke like a borrowed hymn. Watched the halo over brim. She didn't cry, she didn't plead. She named the cost and let it bleed. Count to 4, let thunder pass. Watch the glass, forgive the glass. If truth comes barefoot, lock the door. Make it warm on the office floor. This is where whiskey meets war. A quiet room, a louder score. I drink what's left of yesterday's men, then sign the fate of midnight again. No flags, no drum, no open door. Just me, a glass, and the weight I swore. If peace is truth I can't ignore, I'll taste it here, where whiskey meets war. Bring me the names I couldn't live. Bring me the hours I called a gift. Bring me the fists I taught to sleep. Bring me the vows I couldn't keep. Let the bottle slide a sermon slow. Let the rain translate what I won't show. If justice limps, I'll walk beside. If mercy shakes, I'll let it ride. I've turned my anger into steam. Let it fade across the beam. I've paid for silence, coin by coin. Built a church, the tired join. No parade, no crimson door. Just a pen that knows the score. Count to 4, sign once more. Let the hush conduct the war. A phone blinks red like a wounded eye. News from streets that never lie. 2 rivals drown in their own scheme. A third got wise to the family dream. I could flood the night with guns and proof, or fix the leak in the weathered roof. I choose the latter, trim the flame. Change the game without the blame. Send the widow's roses wide.
the world